You're tuned in to Nerd Overload, your weekly pop and geek culture show covering movies, TV, games, and comics. Now your hosts, Cody Pinnick, Sam Dunham, and Josh Harrison.
Hey everybody, welcome to Nerd Overload, the pop and geek culture show that's... Oh, we got breaking news here. There seems to be a war breaking out. A war in the stars. I'm Cody.
I'm Sam.
I'm Grand Admiral Thrawn.
And I'm Samantha.
We have a great show for you this week. We're going to be talking about a whole bunch of stuff, including a bunch of Star Wars movie news, a bunch of trailers, all sorts of other stuff. But first, let's talk about some things we have been checking out.
Check it out!
Let me say it out loud. I am the cream of the crop. Yeah, the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
Nice pick from Bonesaw there.
Well, thank you.
The last little "oh yeah" at the end makes him sound like a pervert.
He always sounded like a pervert.
Oh yeah.
Well, I made sure it added the his heavy gasp in the. He always had the
where he sounds like a pug.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah.
All right, so yeah, let's talk about some things we've been doing this week. Three-quarters of us did one thing, although not together, but we have all seen the new Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves movie. It was great.
Yeah, it was a fantastic movie. I'd watch it a second time.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it really felt like watching a Dungeons & Dragons campaign. You could see the story
without
beats.
the downtime.
Without the downtime and the dice rolling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Although you could tell when they failed their checks a lot of times. Very apparent.
Anything's better than that terrible Dungeons & Dragons movie from before. Both of them.
Oh, yeah, the one with Jeremy Irons.
Yeah, and one of the Wayans brothers.
One of the Wayans brothers, yeah.
A movie that was produced by a toy company has no right to be as good as this movie was.
Yeah, and I would say that you could go into it without knowing or caring anything about Dungeons and Dragons, you would be able to enjoy it because it'd
probably still be a solid fantasy flick.
It's a solid fantasy flick, yeah.
And they were very good about not slamming the audience over the head with D&D things.
Yes. It's there if you know it and you're looking for it. It takes place on the Sword Coast. It's in Forgotten Realms.
They say Baldur's Gate. They say Neverwinter.
They mention those things.
They use spells that if you played the game you would recognize, but if you haven't, you'd be like, oh, that guy's sword just turned green on fire.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, but it's also a neat Easter egg. If you know, you know. Yeah.
The acting in it is fantastic. I really think everyone did a great job.
Everyone seemed like they were having a great time.
Yes, absolutely.
Having a great time.
Even Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant's in it?
He's the antagonist,
kind of. Yeah, he's a minor antagonist. Yeah,
I thought the villains were the Red Wizards of Thay.
Well, yeah, they are.
Okay,
but
it's more complicated.
It's a little more complicated. It's slightly more complicated, but it
sounds like a good D&D campaign.
Yeah, but Chris Pine was fantastic.
From all the trailers I saw, it looked like he was, really nailing the bard, the charismatic bard character.
Yeah. Charismatic bard without being the
horny bard.
Yes.
That is the trope I hate the most.
Yeah, and he was not that.
All I see online in tabletop gaming circles, anytime the bards get brought up,
everybody thinks that's so
thirsty bards. Thirsty bards.
But you know what? In this one, more than anything, it was Michelle Rodriguez as the barbarian.
That was thirsty.
That was a little thirsty, just a little bit.
But just for one guy.
Just for one type.
One little guy.
Well, one type of little guy.
Yeah.
And I did see in the one trailer they had the 80s cartoon characters.
Yes, they're in it.
They show up a couple times in that sequence.
Okay.
And they're the adult versions of those little guys.
Oh, so they never went.
Some of those still look like kids.
Well, the barbarian was just a very short guy. but he was definitely an adult man.
And they definitely died.
Oh yeah, without a
so they
doubt.
don't go home. Great.
No,
Yeah,
that's
Thanks for the spoiler.
They definitely no.
Spoilers for the 80s cartoon. They don't go home.
Yeah. But it was just a lot of fun. It was great.
I did read an article the other day where they said they're talking about doing another one, and it might feature Dark Elf hero Drist.
Okay,
They
that's
should
fine.
do another one. They should do 100 of them. Like,
Yeah, and you know what? It doesn't have to have the same cast in it.
yeah.
They could.
I mean, that's the glory of D&D.
As long as it hits that same tone that this movie has, go for it.
yeah, the tone. It absolutely has the right tone.
And that big fat dragon, man, that was a good big fat dragon.
That was a great dragon.
Who, from what I've read, actually does exist within the universe.
Yeah, he
Yes.
apparently has a ton of lore.
And from the Underdark.
Yeah, it's not necessary in this movie, and they don't get into it. But he's
definitely there. Yeah, I loved the lawful good paladin. I forget what the character's name is.
The back and forth between him and Chris Pine's character was very funny.
Yeah, he was almost like a Drax-esque character in that he was so lawful, he did not understand colloquialisms. He did not understand...
I have sat at the table with some pretty lawful paladins.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there are some that might look away when the rogue and bard or versus that and the other try to do things that are a little less on the up and up. But then you've got some where they're so lawful, they will not leave you alone. They were like, I'm going to watch you the entire time so you don't do this thing.
There was one of my favorite little, and it's a stupid little gag, but so the paladin leaves after one section. It almost feels like a DM like directing the party back on track for the story a little bit because he was way overpowered. And he's like, I leave you here, I'm going to go. And he starts walking away, and he's walking in a straight line. And at one point, there's like a big rock in his way. And Chris Pine is like, oh yeah, nope, just walking away. Oh, there's a rock. Is he going to go left or go right? And he walks straight over it. Like, he's just so like dead set on his
Focused
path.
on his path.
On his path, yeah.
No, he could hear Chris Pine when he was saying this.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was doing it on purpose to mess with him.
Just mess with him. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
All right.
Because they do a bit earlier where he can hear really well, and he knows when Chris Pratt's character is making fun of him.
Chris Pine.
Or
Yeah.
Chris Pine. Wrong Chris.
Wrong
Sorry.
Chris.
Way wrong Chris. This is the much better Chris. Maybe the best Hollywood Chris.
Yeah. But it was really, really well done.
Well, I'm glad it didn't spit in the face of something I enjoy that I haven't really touched in years.
I hope it gets more people to play the game.
I mean, it definitely seems to be what Wizards is trying to push is like more a broader, like this, like the whole simplification in 5e from other versions of the game. It was to make it easier to bring new people into the game.
Yeah.
Because I will say, when I was like a lot younger, one of the hardest things about trying to get into D&D was it did seem kind of complicated.
It's a little daunting to first jump into it if you didn't have someone that was there basically
holding your hand
and walking you through it. Yeah.
If you use D&D Beyond, though, it's so easy now.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I bet.
You can hit a button, like, I want to use my sword this way. You just click a button, it will roll all the dice that you need for that, whatever that particular action is.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's really good.
Oh, nice.
The only thing that I'm very angry about, and this is toy wise, there are figures of all of the characters except the objectively coolest character, the tiefling druid Doric.
Yeah.
Who inexplicably does not get one.
She does have a toy, but it's in her wild-shaped
That is just an owlbear.
owlbear form. There's
she's a tiefling?
Yeah.
She's the tiefling, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. I guess I never really paid attention that hard in the trailer.
The horns are about the same color as her hair, and it's kind of...
They're not big horns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they didn't... I saw some behind-the-scenes things. They had at first considered doing a whole body coloring of her because tieflings are like red or whatever. But they decided that it would have been too much work.
I'm glad that
to
they
do
did.
so they just gave her the ears and the tail, or the horns and the tail, but otherwise
Does she have cloven feet?
no. Or she wears boots.
Yeah,
the
I guess
entire
she
time. So
could.
She
Who
could
knows?
have, but she wears boots.
I think this movie has one of the coolest heist sequences I've ever seen in a movie. And I'm not going to spoil it because you just need to see it, but it was very cool.
It was
and
really cool and well done.
very smooth in a way that my D&D party that I play with could never have.
Hey, I have a weird question. So there's at one scene in the heist, again, won't spoil it, but at one point they have to get a painting, right? On that painting was a nobleman. Was that Paul Scheer, the actor that they
Kind of
used?
looked like him, didn't it?
That they used as the model for that, because it had his face and his gap teeth and
It did.
his weird smarmy smile. It looked a lot like Paul Scheer.
They should have made it Gary Gygax.
They
I was going to
should
say,
have. That would've been
I was
good.
just getting ready to ask, was there any like Gygax?
There
like,
really wasn't.
No,
that
there
I
wasn't
could
really anything
tell.
Gygax.
not even like a
Gygaxian.
tribute or like during the credits or something.
Nah, well, I mean, I didn't stick around all the way to the end of the
I
credits.
mean,
Yeah,
I
Should've
know
had
he's
something
been,
in
I
the
know he's
thing.
been dead for a handful of years now.
Well,
but
his son has been a part of D&D for
his
a while.
son sucks.
Well,
I'm not gonna forget him. Anyway,
Okay.
well, one of his sons, I think. I don't remember now.
well, anyway.
I know there's yeah.
Anyway, if you enjoy fantasy comedy, action comedies, because it is a very funny movie.
If Lord of the Rings was a Marvel movie, kind of, it would be this. But I feel like a lot of the lines... Well, no. I was going to say a lot of the lines are more clever than Marvel, but there are some stinkers in there.
There are, yeah.
But it doesn't take away from the greater film. Like, we get a glad he's on our side in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're going to get that stuff.
You're going to
with
get
a-
some of that, yeah.
with a big movie like this. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't hold it down any.
No, it's
That's good.
It's really fun. One more thing, Michelle Rodriguez's character, I think, might be one of my favorite characters that she's... that might be the best character she's portrayed.
That's what after we saw the movie, I said, I've seen Michelle Rodriguez in a lot of things, and I've never been like, man, she's really knocking it out of the park. Like,
And
not
she
once.
knocked
But
it
this
out.
movie, yeah.
And you could tell the character was written with low charisma and low intelligence because they're trying to. It's
barbarian.
Barbarian. But it's a lot of Chris Pine trying to dance around a subject talking about things, and she just comes right out and says, "No, we're going to go steal a thing." Like there's no filter, and it's great. It's great.
God, that reminds me of a group I played in a long time ago, where we had a rogue in the party, and he was taking too long unlocking a door or something, and the barbarian in the party was like, "You take too long," and just grabbed him and threw him through it.
And we have to mention the standout character of the film, Jarnathan.
Oh, Jonathan, no! That was a great callback at the end as well. Oh, beginning and end. Super, super good. Super good. And that was a physical suit.
Yeah, I saw a
For a lot of
TikTok
that.
of them
He
using
was-
the Jarnathan suit because he's an Aarakocra
Well, bird person.
person.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a bird person. And yeah, in the parts where he's not flying, yeah, it was a physical suit.
That reminds me of a really good cosplayer I saw built a full Kenku.
Yeah,
The crow?
the other kind of bird person.
Yeah.
One has wings on its back, one has wings as its arms.
Yes. Kenku have wings for arms.
Wings for arms.
Very much like the Japanese Tengu,
Yeah.
which I think is a direct
or
reference.
the Rito from Zelda.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Cueing accordion music.
Yeah. He's my favorite character in Breath of the Wild.
Right.
Yeah. I hope he makes a return in
Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah. I'm sure he will.
I in other movies, I watched the Tetris movie the other night.
Oh, yeah. How was that?
It's a lot of fun. Not perfect by any means. It's a little too silly.
I'm about to say it feels like almost like from the trailer that I saw, it almost seems like a kind of a mockumentary of.
I wouldn't call it. It's pretty.
based on a true story,
Yeah,
not an actual
Yeah.
retelling of a true story.
There's parts of it that definitely are not true.
Okay.
Like when Hank Rogers programs Tetris for Game Boy on the spot after being shown the Game Boy for the first time. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
But like its heart is in the right place and it's enough fun that it's worth watching. It plays a little too hard on the 8-bit thing. It does a lot of like pixel art animation that's unnecessary. There's a car chase at the end that's really cool and fun, and they almost ruin it by throwing this pixelized layer over it a couple times. It really stinks. But otherwise, like the characters were entertaining and like just a fun bunch of folks. I guess that sounds really like bland of me to say, but
Also, too bad it's on Apple TV.
Well, you can find it other places, you know. Yeah. No, it looked like a lot of fun from the trailer. It looked like what the main guy, Taron Egerton, I think is the main actor. Seems like he's pulling a lot of like the weight of the movie because
the guy that plays Alexei Pajitnov is really good too, as kind of like a quiet guy, but he's deeply thinking about everything that's happening.
Gotcha.
And the guy, whoever they got to play Hiroshi Yamauchi, the old president of Nintendo, man, he looks exactly like him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
And that's another thing that was not correct. They show him playing Tetris when Hank brings it to Nintendo. Hiroshi Yamauchi never played a video game his entire life.
No, he was just an old businessman.
Yeah.
With alleged possible ties to the Yakuza. A little bit.
But also
not as much as Sega.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the bubble economy in the 80s in Japan.
Yeah.
Pretty much everybody who had money had ties.
Sure.
But yeah, it was Shigeru Miyamoto that tried Tetris and told Yamauchi, yes, this is a good game, but he wasn't in the movie.
Oh, really? Oh, well, he's too busy working on Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was actually, Yamauchi asked him if it was a good game, and Miyamoto said, yeah, the accounting department and the secretaries won't stop playing it. Which I'm surprised they didn't put that in the movie because it's such a great antecedent.
An anecdote. Yeah.
Anecdote. I pronounced that really weird.
Yeah.
It was such a great anecdote.
But well, good. I'm glad that was good. Speaking of video game movies, I did watch a Mario movie. Not the most current Mario movie, the one that everyone's seeing.
I'm gonna say you did watch the Mario movie,
but
I mean they're both called the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah, technically, but there was a weird anime that was created.
Oh wait, no, this one was not called that. Well, I was thinking you watched the 1993 one for some reason.
I have that one committed to memory.
Yeah.
I don't need to see that one again because that one's great.
This one's called The Great Mission to Save Princess Peach, I believe.
Yep, that's what it is. And it was made in 1986. It was, for the longest time, Japanese-only anime that a bunch of film restorers found the negatives of and did a 4K restoration of it. It's about an hour long. And it was definitely made before a lot of, I hate to say it, but the Mario lore.
Yeah. Luigi has his Mario Brothers colors.
Yes.
Not Super Mario Brothers. He's not a green Luigi.
He's not a green Luigi. They introduce a bunch of other characters, including Prince Haru and a little dog. And
he looks like a cross between a Wiggler and a dog.
Yeah, a little bit. And they do a lot of antics and stuff. It's about an hour long. But it's interesting. It's interesting to see what the feeling and the thought behind Mario was back in the day.
Yeah, before they had it nailed down.
It was like a proto Mario kind of thing. And it was really kind of cool to watch and kind of check out. It was neat.
Luigi is weirdly greedy in it. Yeah. And they're shopkeepers instead of plumbers.
They work at like a grocery store or something like that. Yeah. But no, it was cool. It was kind of neat. The restoration's beautiful.
Yeah, and the art is really fun. It looks really cute. It has really retro anime style.
Yeah.
Like almost like an Astro Boy-esque kind of.
Almost, yeah. It's
Osamu Tezuka kind of look.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But no, it was a lot of fun, and I would highly recommend anyone check it out. It's on YouTube, and it's also been uploaded to Internet Archive. So I mean, it's freely available.
I'm gonna have to watch the restoration because when I watched it, it was like a nasty VHS rip on old YouTube.
It's beautiful. I've seen some side-by-side comparisons between the two, and yeah, it's almost looks like a different movie. It's really, really cool. It's really well done.
I'd like to see somebody do a fan dub with Charles Martinet impression.
Oh, that would be
Mario.
great. Yeah, that would actually be really cool.
I mean, game-wise, I've just been plugging away at Breath of the Wild still.
Oh, yeah.
Most of the way through it at this point. I'm on the last beast. What are they called?
Oh, the Great Beast.
The Divine Beast.
Divine Beast,
yeah.
yes. I saved the Gerudo one for last. Saved the best for last.
I did the same when I did my playthrough. Yeah.
But yeah, just getting there because I got to finish it before the new Zelda comes out. I'm very excited for that.
I wonder if there's going to be any save file shenanigans between the two.
I don't know. I question how much they even connect to each other at this point.
That's true.
There's a lot of different stuff going on. Like, is this going to be one of those things where there's like another 100-year gap or something?
I don't know.
It seems
Link goes back to sleep.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
seems
he takes another nap.
It seems
Yeah.
remarkably different than
It does. Yeah, I'm very curious to see how the new game turns out. And that comes out in like a month or two?
Yeah, I think next
May.
month.
Next month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to get on saving
It's
a few bucks
the
for
big
that.
upcoming thing I'm excited about, I think.
Yeah.
Now that the Mario movie may or may not be amazing.
Yeah, well, that's something that we're probably going to see sometime in the next week or so. More
that'll
than
be
likely.
that'll be a next week discussion.
Yeah. So you know what? Let's go ahead and take a break here, and when we come back, we will get into some news.
Hi, everyone. I'm Greg Dunham, the host of Long Play. Long Play might be, as far as anyone can tell, a hit from coast to coast. Apparently, Long Play may also be an international sensation. I've contacted WZMO's sister station in Paris to check the pulse of the City of Lights. Bonjour! Avec Long Play?
Tu vas te tuer, espèce d'idiot. C'est incroyable.
My French is a little rusty, but I think she said we're a hit.
Imbécile.
I invite you to tune into Long Play Fridays at 11 p.m. and Saturdays at 3 p.m. Juste ici on WZMO.
Hey, we are back from the break. Let's go ahead and get into some news. Chewbacca noise.
Why would that be?
Because Star Wars news. That's what.
But yeah, Star Wars Celebration is going on.
Yes.
And so Disney, in their infinite ownership of everything, announced a whole bunch of stuff.
I feel like we need the Cantina theme as bed music.
Oh, I would.
for
Yeah.
this.
Yes. Next. Yeah. By the time the next big chunk of Star Wars news is, I'll put the Cantina bed on the board. But yeah, there were a bunch of trailers and a bunch of announcements and stuff. Let's go ahead and talk about the trailer first. There was a trailer for Ahsoka, the next in the long line of
Live action Star Wars adaptations.
Disney Plus TV series.
I want to be like, it's pronounced Oscar.
She drives a red giant robot.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ahsoka, and it's starring Rosario Dawson and
Returning as Ahsoka.
returning because she was in Mandalorian,
Yep,
right?
as
yeah,
Ahsoka,
Yeah,
yep.
and it looks
and Book of Boba Fett.
yeah, and it looks great. She really looks like the character from the animated
Oh, yeah.
series
Oh, yeah.
from
Still.
way back. Still,
Yeah.
and I haven't watched a whole lot of those animated series. So a lot of the characters I don't recognize.
Yep. They
but-
are all from Star Wars Rebels.
Yeah. I've watched like 8 or 9 episodes of Rebels. It's a good show.
I've
Yeah.
watched all of Clone Wars. I have watched all of Rebels. And I'm super excited. This new season of Star Wars Rebels looks great.
It very much does look like it is mostly Rebels.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the cast was shown. Did they show Zeb?
No, not in the
No.
trailer, no. But
But he was in a couple episodes back of Mandalorian. So
yeah, I mean, you can't spoil that for me because it's already been spoiled. So I don't know.
I feel like it's old enough of an episode at this point, and it's such a minor detail of the episode that it's not really a spoiler.
Yeah. but it looks like the villain of this is going to be Admiral Thrawn, who is someone I do recognize.
Not only that, but they also drop the phrase "heir to the Empire," which was an old pre-Disney Star Wars story about Admiral Thrawn.
Oh, okay.
The book was called Heir to the Empire.
I'm glad that they've finally introduced Admiral Thrawn, so every time there's a nebulous bad guy in a Star Wars story, people don't immediately go, well, that's got to be Thrawn.
Well, Thrawn was the principal villain in Rebels.
When are they going to do Thrawn? Where's Thrawn? Well, there he is. You can stop.
Where's that blue guy?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, he was a principal villain in Thrawn. Or not Thrawn. In Rebels.
Thrawn was the principal villain of Thrawn in the film Thrawn.
Yes.
From 1930 Thrawn.
Hey, is that the one where they drive the light cycles?
Yes, Thrawn.
Thrawn Legacy.
Thrawn Legacy? Yeah.
Well, that's another thing. Disney did announce a new Tron.
They did, yeah.
I love Jeff Bridges in Thrawn.
Well, wouldn't that be great if they cast Jeff Bridges as Thrawn?
No, that'd be terrible.
It'd be great. It'd be a good callback.
No, that'd be terrible.
From when he was in Thrawn.
Yeah, remember that time he was in Thrawn?
Anyway, but yeah, there was another Rebels character that is shown for like literally a split second in a hologram.
My favorite old time meme was the Thrawn guy.
Oh, Lord. I forgot about the Tron guy from the old days of the internet.
And
I
the
hate
before
when
times.
somebody walks in on me when I'm trying to watch some Thronography.
No.
You had to stretch so far for
I
that.
did.
I'm pretty sure you pulled a hammy on that.
Oh, okay. All right, moving
Some
on.
good old-fashioned Thronographic content.
Okay,
moving
stop.
Thrawn. Moving Thrawn.
Enough.
Let's
actually talk about the news. There's a lot of news. Shut his mic off. He's fired.
No, I think you missed when he said moving Thrawn.
Oh, God. Hey, Samantha, how you doing? You want to talk about some news?
I wasn't laughing that hard at my own joke.
I don't know. We've done it before.
So yeah, other Star Wars news.
Yes.
Let's talk about some other Star Wars news.
Non-Thrawn.
Yeah.
God, they announced all kinds of stuff.
Well, the big one is they announced 3 more mainline Star Wars movies, and
Rey's going to be Daisy Ridley. Yeah, I almost said Ridley Daisy. Is returning as Rey.
Ridley Scott Daisy.
Yeah, we don't know for how many movies, if it's 1 or all 3, or is
We
she
do
just...
know the 3 movies are not connected. They're not. It's not a trilogy.
it's
of
not
films.
a trilogy. It's just 3 films.
And Dave Filoni, the head of the Star Wars stuff right now, is directing at least one of them.
Yeah, and then I read that one's supposedly supposed to be tying some Mandalorian stuff together.
Which makes sense because he's been on top of that. Him and
Jon Favreau.
Yeah, who also kind of is in the show himself.
Maybe it'll be the Bo-Katan movie because this season of The Mandalorian has turned into the Bo-Katan.
That's something else. Katie Sackhoff said she has given Disney permission to use her voice and likeness after her passing
in perpetuity.
For Bo-Katan.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
I mean, James Earl Jones did the same thing, so...
Yeah, that's true. I still feel weird when, even if they get permission, that feels weird to me.
Oh, yeah. I mean, ever since Rogue One, it's been a weird, murky, kind of gray area.
Rogue One was almost tasteful in comparison.
Well,
to,
this is true.
Yeah,
This is true.
Yeah.
I mean, Rogue One is still probably one of my top favorite Star Wars movies.
Yeah, I really liked Rogue One. I think it gets
It's so
unfairly
good.
dumped on by a lot of people for no good reason.
It's so good. Anyway. But yeah, there's all kinds... They announced all kinds of stuff. They announced Star Wars Acolyte, or gave some more details about Acolyte. Some more cast news for Skeleton Crew came out.
Yeah. Andor.
It's wild they're going to put
2.
Skeletor in Star Wars.
Yeah, right?
Yes, and...
And Spinal from Killer Instinct is going to be in it.
The Skeleton Warriors?
Yeah.
Josh, continue.
They're all from the planet Skeleton, and bones are their money.
I've completely lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
Yeah, they announced a bunch of Star Wars stuff. Andor Season 2, because I don't know why.
Yeah, some people really like that one, I guess. I don't know.
still haven't watched it.
I watched the first episode and I'm like, that was okay, but then I didn't watch any more.
Again,
of them.
I don't care about a character who I know what his fate is, you know.
Yeah.
But couldn't you say that about just about any Star Wars character? You kind of know where they're going to end up.
Yeah, but also Cassian Andor is the least interesting character in Rogue One.
Well, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say but all the other ones died, but he also died.
He does also die.
They
yeah.
all
die.
die.
Everybody dies.
It's
Again, you can say that about anything.
It's true. Everyone dies.
yes.
I'm not gonna watch this Mario movie because I know one day he's gonna die. But then he's gonna come back.
Yeah,
'cause
he's got
extra
one
life.
ups. He's got one-ups.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, but
We're silly today.
Very punchy.
Yeah.
I like it.
episode.
I like it. I like the energy.
guys, we're making real professional news topics here today.
Well, you know what? Let's move on to some other trailers. Let's step
I
off
think
of Star
we
Wars.
honestly got through all.
We
of
got through the
Star
big
Wars
stuff. Yeah, we got
that
through the
I
big
can
stuff.
remember.
Yeah, but there are some other trailers that were announced. Released. The Indiana Jones 5, The Dial of Destiny.
Yep. And it looks like an Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah.
It looks really good, and it looks like there's going to be a lot of like flashbacks, or
I know they did
I hope
a
it's
lot.
not time travel, but it's like flashbacks and stuff.
The concept is time travel.
Yeah,
the Dial
okay.
of Destiny is supposed to be or change time or whatever.
Yeah, it feels a little time travel-y.
Because the principal villain,
Mads Mikkelsen.
you know, professional European villain.
He just seems
Am
like
I wrong though?
No, he seems like a cool dude, but he does play a villain very, very well.
Except in the first Doctor Strange, he's very forgettable.
Well, yeah.
Well, that's Marvel villains of the time,
Yeah, that's true. Anyway,
and sometimes even currently.
yeah.
but the whole is they're looking for this artifact that can change history because we got Nazi holdouts that want to change history because of course why not? It's Indiana Jones. Nazis are the principal villains for most of the movies.
For most of humanity, I think
this
Nazis
is
have been
true.
the principal.
This
villains.
is true. I mean,
Sure. I was
it's
bringing
an easy target.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was bringing up the time travel or
and
the flashback kind of thing.
deserved target also.
They do the de-aging thing on
Harrison Ford
for
flashback scenes.
flashback scenes or whatever, and it looks good. It actually
does. It actually looks good.
It doesn't have the Tron. It doesn't have the Thrawn legacy issue where they made Jeff Bridges look like a Madame Tussauds wax sculpture.
He really did.
That was
really
melting.
did.
Or the Professor X from X3 X-Men United,
It looks
where
so bad.
yeah,
I mean, they were gonna get it right eventually.
eventually they're going to get it right, but it looks like they got it right here.
But here's the thing, like the way the technology is advancing, so quickly, it's like the whole. This is kind of a side thing, but like how fast AI art is evolving to where it's getting to the point where it's getting harder and harder to differentiate things created through AI prompts.
Much like the movie Westworld,
Yes,
the tell is looking
Or
at
show.
the hands.
or show. Yeah,
Look at the hands. The hands aren't
but also
right.
the whole AI thing about recreating voices too.
Also, if
That
it
is,
doesn't do anything original, this
Yeah.
is AI because it physically
It can't.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. Anyway.
Well, it'd have to work on a completely different principle than the what they're using now, because all it does now is read what's there and spit it back at you.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah.
But anyway, the de-aging does look very good.
It looks very good.
They do make him look like, late 80s Harrison Ford.
And he looks like he cares to be there.
Well, of course.
At least in the
It's-
trailers.
It's Indiana Jones. He actually likes that character.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Versus Han Solo, where he didn't even originally want to be Han Solo. It was a favor to George Lucas.
true. Right. Other trailers: Blue Beetle, the
new DC movie,
the new
yes.
DC movie, which James Gunn has said that is going to be part of his.
Oh,
universe.
good.
Yeah, it is. It does count. It was started before, but he liked it enough that
And it looks
It's part.
great.
it looks great. I'm a fan of the character. This version of Blue Beetle is the third generation.
The young version.
The young
kid
version that. I mean, I would say he's the new version, but he's been around for like 10, 15 years at this point.
This is true. He is the Blue Beetle.
He is the Blue Beetle that showed up in Batman Brave and the Bold more than anyone else.
Also in Young Justice.
Young Justice. And he is more of an Iron Man type character, which is in suit only. Because he's in a technological suit.
Yeah, he didn't make the suit.
He didn't make the suit.
If it broke,
it
he
is
couldn't
an-
fix it.
Yeah,
Right. It's an extraterrestrial space warrior suit that gets grafted to him. And
Man, it sounds really familiar. Like we've had this concept before. Let's see here. The Guyver.
yes.
Star Kid? Was that movie?
Oh God, Star Kid.
Was that what that movie was called?
Yeah,
Star
it was.
Kid?
It was called Star Kid.
The greatest American hero to a lesser extent.
You know what? There is a lot of greatest American hero in this, and it looks like a lot of fun. I love that the suit is physical. Like they actually, they add a lot of CG After Effects to it or whatever. But he is actually acting within the costume, which is really good.
Good.
It looks good, and it looks like Power Rangers.
He does look like a Power Ranger.
But it looks like a good Power Rangers.
Yeah,
So I'm on board.
Also, the fact we're getting a good representation of an ethnic character.
Yeah, Jaime Reyes is Latino, and it's cool. It's cool. It is so cool that I am not bothered that George Lopez is there. Also,
Oh, I didn't even realize that was him.
yeah, he was the one that yells Batman is a fascist.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean-
he's like his wacky uncle. Is what
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
Kinda
He's like the Luis.
kinda.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of like the Luis from
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man. Yeah.
It's too bad that this will bomb at the box office.
Oh yeah, it's gonna do terribly, but it's gonna be a very fun movie.
Yeah.
And I'll go see
Isn't
it
that
and
kind of
enjoy
like what
it.
Shazam did?
Oh
Yes.
yeah, absolutely.
And
Aquaman to a lesser extent.
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man,
It
yeah.
didn't bomb, but it did middling.
Yeah.
I'd hate to
I mean,
say it.
we're in the
We're in the end.
yeah we're in
The
the
end is coming.
we're in the meh era of Marvel.
The burnout is real.
Yeah.
The burnout is absolutely real.
I went to buy. Well, my mom wanted me to buy us Guardians of the Galaxy tickets when they came out on Monday. Mm-hmm. At 9 when they released them, I forgot.
Yeah.
And she texted me later at like 7:00 at night. Did you get those tickets? And I went, uh-oh. But then I went on the website and there was like plenty of them.
Yeah.
I didn't have an issue.
They're
But
not.
also we're nearing the end of a lot of the contracts of the current Marvel actors.
Well, sure. Yeah.
This is going to be the last time you see the majority of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah.
Even though Chris Pratt did say just the other day that he would be up to continuing to play Peter Quill in other things.
It's an easy paycheck.
It's the only character he's good as.
Yeah. Well, we haven't seen Mario yet, so that's true.
It's true.
He could be good at Mario.
None of us have seen Mario yet.
I've heard that he's fine as Mario.
I've heard that he's fine as well.
Which,
yeah.
I mean, it should be better than fine, but
Yeah. Well,
that's what it sounds like the whole movie's going to be like fine, and it should have been better than fine.
Oh well.
But also,
I'm
it
cool with
is
it.
a movie for children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though we're extremely huge fans of Nintendo, it's not technically for us.
Yeah.
It's just a bummer that it's mid. Because that's almost worse than it being bad. Because if it was really bad, at least we'd have another Super Mario 1993 on our hands.
We could
Yeah,
clown on
true.
it some more.
And if
yeah.
it was really great, it'd be really great.
really
but
great.
if it's mid, it's just like it just exists.
I mean,
and
it
that's
probably
kind of a shame.
it probably won't be like a Sonic 2, which I really enjoyed Sonic 2.
I still haven't watched the second Sonic.
It's good. It's really good.
It has Knuckles, stronger than the best of them.
Yeah, it's got Knuckles. It's got Tails, voiced by actual video game
Tougher
Tails.
than leather.
Also, Jim Carrey. I mean, technically, I'm not wrong, I guess.
The thespian Sir James Carey.
Sir James Carey.
Sir James Carrey.
They need to get Vector the crocodile and have Bobcat Goldthwait.
Yes.
voice him.
Yes, that would be great.
Who would be Big the Cat?
John St. John.
John St. John, yeah.
Duke Nukem?
Yeah, because he was the voice.
is the
He is
voice-
the
Oh, was
voice
he?
of.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is
Oh,
the voice
all
of
right.
Big the Cat.
All right.
Anyway, other trailers. Barbie.
Yeah.
Speaking of children's things, although this does seem to be more for us than it does for actual children.
It
There's-
doesn't seem like a children's movie
No,
at all, to be honest.
this is aimed at our age demographic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel just a tiny tad bit weird saying I'm probably going to see the Barbie
Oh,
movie
yeah.
opening weekend
Yeah.
because it looks like a lot of fun.
It looks goofy, and it's got Will Ferrell in it. Let's go.
And like a lot of Barbies and a lot of Kens.
A lot of Barbies, a lot
Yeah,
of Kens,
everybody is a Ken,
but there's
or a
only one
Barbie.
Alan.
Yeah. and Michael Cera.
Yeah. They're
What is up with him, like, kind of making a pseudo comeback?
it's cool.
People like him.
I know, but we got the Scott Pilgrim thing coming out with the anime Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
And you got this, and
Well, he's been doing a lot of stage stuff.
I mean that
lately.
seems to happen. I mean that's what Daniel Radcliffe did.
Yeah, I think Michael Cera's to the point in his career that he can pick and choose
What he
roles
wants.
what he wants instead of doing films that he kind of has to pay the bills.
Yeah.
He can kind of pick and choose what he wants to do, and if he wants to do theater for a while, he'll do theater for a while. If he
Yeah,
wants
yeah.
to do, be a bit part as the weird off-brand Ken, then cool. And he looks just like that toy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had seen Alan before Michael Cera was casted as him, I would have assumed that it was a Michael Cera doll.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, without a doubt.
Right.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
going to say I'd never seen a movie that had Michael Cera in it where I was like, boy, I wish Michael Cera wasn't here. But I honestly don't like him as Scott Pilgrim.
Oh, really?
And not on him. Just, I don't think he's that character. He's not Scott. He's not a big enough of a idiot tool in the movie.
Yeah.
He's too Michael Cera, quiet, nice.
Yeah. I mean, he basically was playing that version of himself from that era of films. I mean, Superbad,
Arrested Development.
Year One, all those movies. That's
Yeah, I think
he just Michael Cera his way through it.
Scott Pilgrim's a little bit louder and dumber, I feel like.
Yeah.
Well,
and
yeah.
maybe they'll do it a little differently in the animated series.
Like
that
he was
they're
all
doing.
right in that one animated one where he voiced Scott,
Yeah.
that prequel tie-in thing.
Oh, where he met Knives.
No, when he met the drummer at the other.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kim Pine. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Anyway,
Yeah, and he's not bad as Scott. He's just not the ideal Scott, I don't think.
Yeah. Let's see. Last trailer we have is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
I am so excited for this, but I also really loved Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love the first one.
It's a fantastic movie.
This one looks even better with
More spider people.
spider people. Hundreds of spider people.
Literally.
And they all seem to be going after Miles
It's
Morales.
spiders all the way down with this one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They did the thing where they point at each other. They did the meme.
This, they did. Of course, they were going to do the meme.
They already did it in the last movie.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
they did
right.
at
That
the
was the
end.
after credits scene
That
with,
was. Yeah.
with Spider-Man 2099.
I hope there's more 70s cartoon Spider-Man.
I do too. Yeah.
I want 70s cartoon J. Jonah Jameson.
I want pictures of Spider-Man.
Is there a J. Jonah Jameson verse?
Oh, that would be great.
I think No Way Home kind of confirmed that, didn't it?
A little bit. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess it kind of
Yeah.
did.
Yeah. They do reference No Way Home with
Yeah.
they and don't get me started with Spider-Man
Doctor Strange
and that nerd from Earth 199999.
Which is weird because for the longest time everyone's been calling the MCU Universe 616.
And it's not.
apparently it's
because
not.
the comics are 616.
So here we go.
Yeah, but it looks great. It has my favorite Spider-Man, obscure Spider-Man villain, the Spot. I love the Spot. I love his power set, being able to basically make the cartoon
black holes.
that you can teleport through.
They used to put them on 7-Up cans.
They did. Yeah, he was cool Spot.
That's probably one of my favorite
Made a video game out of him.
Sega Genesis platformers. I loved the Cool Spot video game. It's dumb. It's dumb for some reason.
Such a weird tie-in.
I know, but when I was a kid, I loved that game.
It's Earthworm Jim with a soda mascot.
I know.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing. Earthworm Jim's a good game.
Do you remember that Pepsi Man game on the PS1?
Yes,
Oh,
that game
Pepsi Man is
rules.
great.
Pepsi for TV game.
It's almost like they made a video game for the California Raisins.
They did. It
Oh my
just
God,
didn't
they
come
did.
out.
Oh, really?
There's a prototype version of it that leaked on the internet, but
No way.
there absolutely was the California Raisins
Oh my
NES
God!
game.
I need to find that. That sounds great.
I remember playing McDonald's land games on the NES.
McKids is a pretty solid game, to be completely honest.
Is there a Chester Cheetah?
Yes.
Game?
It's bad. It's
Okay,
really bad.
that's what I thought. I thought I had a sense memory of there was a Chester Cheetah.
It's
game.
probably worse than Bubsy.
Oh, that's tough to. That's difficult to do.
Anyway, we still got a lot more stuff.
We got a lot more stuff. Do you want to talk about this Overwatch stuff?
Yeah, I guess.
We're gonna hit this quick. So Activision Blizzard is a bad company and they do bad things.
Yeah.
Although I heard that the beta for Diablo 4 was good.
They've heard that's a very
I've heard
good,
other people say it's
yeah.
meh. It's
Yeah.
okay.
But so like as a game company, they put out decent enough games, but as a company, like
they used to put out some killer.
They really
they
put
used
out
to
some
be
bangers.
bangers.
Yeah.
Blizzard used to put out bangers left and right.
Yeah.
Activision Blizzard on the other hand. Well, no, I guess technically Blizzard itself too, because a lot of the bad stuff from before was old Blizzard too.
That's true. Well, okay, so news broke that they're being sued by the U.S. government. That's one thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the Justice Department.
That was
the Justice Department.
That was the newest bit of news.
for wage withholding wages for unfair practices with
antitrust.
for esports antitrust stuff.
Yeah,
Yes.
about for withholding wages from their esports
division or whatever.
Or was it the contestants or was it the actual division itself?
I think it was the division. I'm not 100% sure on that.
I feel like if it was the contestants, they would have been much louder.
Yes.
That's true. That's
Yes.
true.
They Activision Blizzard also is in some hot water for illegally videotaping, surveying
walkouts
employees on a walkout.
from the Communication Workers of America labor walkout. Yes.
Right. So that's a whole thing. But guess what? They also released a new character for Overwatch 2.
Yes, okay, this is the exact phrase, a plant-based pansexual Thai support character named Lifeweaver.
It sounds like somebody trying to make fun of people on Tumblr in 2015.
God.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
But what it is in actuality, they've done this multiple times. They create a character and they have a whole metric of determining.
Yeah, they have their whole diversity scale.
They have
or
a
whatever.
diversity scale. So they add a bunch of arbitrary diversity bits to a character to make sure it scores really high, and they keep it waiting in the wings until
Allegedly. This is a theory.
No, they've done it multiple times.
Game theory.
It almost
Thanks for watching.
it's almost might as well be proven.
Yeah.
I
But I,
know,
guess
it's-
for technical reasons, allegedly.
Alleged,
They
yes.
hold it and hold it in the wing, waiting the wings until bad news drops, so they have something to.
In this case,
Try to get the heat off them.
literally in the wings, he has
wings.
them.
Yeah. But but yeah, it's just weird how this seems to be their business practices.
It's not going to work much longer because I don't know anybody who cares about Overwatch anymore.
No, they've pretty much burned that
I
out.
played in the first season. I didn't even realize it was in its third season.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I played it when Overwatch 2 in air quotes because it's not really a sequel. I played it once and went like
Overwatch
yep.
DLC.
Yeah, I played it once and went, "Yep, that's Overwatch," and then didn't feel the need to go back.
I played a handful of matches, got mad because they kind of
They nerfed your boy.
they didn't just nerf my boy, all right?
They changed the way he plays entirely.
I'm fine with the changes they made to Bastion. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. It's all right. It's okay. I'm more talking about that they took away 6-player teams and made it 5 players, and you can't do the double tank meta anymore.
Yeah, everybody has to be a different guy.
Yeah, everyone
Well,
has
kind of guy.
Yeah.
You've got tank, 2 DPS, and probably 2 supports, depending on how you break it down. But, if you don't have good teamwork, it makes it a bad game if you're the tank player. Because that's what was happening to me. And I was like, you know what? I don't care. I don't care.
There's so many better alternatives now.
Yeah, there are. Last thing before we wrap things up, the animated series Clone High is coming back
On HBO Max.
on
yes.
HBO Max. I remember the original series, and it was really good.
Yeah, it's a great show, and it's Lord and Miller, and they're always good.
Yeah, it was one of their early projects, and the show was about a bunch of
Historical figures
that were cloned and were teenagers going to a government-funded high school, interacting with each other. The main character was Abe, who was
Abe Lincoln.
a
Yeah.
teenage Abe Lincoln, and it's all set in modern day, so they're a good mix of modern day with also some of the personality traits of
Yep.
these.
You had like Abe Lincoln, JFK, Cleopatra, Joan of Arc?
Did you say JFK? Because he's very important.
JFK is very important, yes.
I did say JFK.
Okay.
Nothing bad ever happens to the Kennedys! What was it?
I love your funny words,
Harriet
Magic
Tubman.
Man.
Harriet Tubman, I guess, is in there
she's
too.
a new one.
She's a new one.
Frida Kahlo is a new one.
Is Gandhi coming back?
No.
Okay.
Well,
Good.
I saw the first episode when it leaked on TikTok a couple months ago, and like Gandhi didn't make it. He's missing.
He's missing. Okay.
Like the conceit of it is that they were all frozen. They were all refrozen immediately after the last episode ended last time.
Oh, okay.
And now they're thawing them back out again.
Oh,
But
gotcha.
somewhere along that process, Gandhi didn't make the transition, and they don't really explain why. I'll tell you why, though. They made a lot of people mad when they put Gandhi in the original show.
Yeah.
People like picketed out front of MTV for like a long time because of it. So they're not gonna
do that again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because Gandhi was honestly one of the better characters on the show.
He kind of was. Yeah. Yeah.
But it'll work without him too.
But no, I'm just excited that that Clone High is coming back. It was a good series the first time around, and I'm sure it's going to be good.
I didn't watch the original one, but watching the trailer for the HBO Max one, it seems like did it always have like kind of a severe adult bend to it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It was an adult animated
Okay,
show.
okay.
Or at least late teen.
Late teen, I would say.
Because it was on MTV.
So something kind of like
it would've
Drawn
been-
Together.
No.
Or not as bad as Drawn Together.
No, I
No.
wouldn't say Drawn Together. I would say it would have worked just as well as on early Adult Swim.
Yeah, or
as-
it could be on Fox with
Family Guy.
one of the family animated shows.
Yeah.
One of the Seth MacFarlanes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or well, it's not like it doesn't have the same tone as Bob's Burgers, no, but like it would fit there.
It would fit.
Bob's Burgers is too wholesome. Like Bob's Burgers feels separate from like all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Well, not the Great North.
Well,
Yeah.
well, that's also part of their baby there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want a crossover. I want the Tobins to meet the Belchers.
I mean, Bob's Burgers had an Archer crowd.
Yeah.
Why not? All right, hey, let's go ahead and wrap things up for the week. You've been listening to Nerd Overload. Thank you very much for tuning in. You can find us each and every day over at nerdoverload.com.
You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Patreon at Nerd Overload Now.
You can email us at staff@nerdoverload.com.
Give us a call on the Nerd Overload hotline. The number is 419-561-5556. I always want to put too many or too little fives in there. Leave us a message and we might play it on the show. Let us know, do you think Beef Tobin and Bob Belcher would be best friends?
I would say so. I mean, it would take some time, but I would say so. You can also find all of our back episodes on various podcast apps such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and more. Finally, I'd like to thank Parker for helping us out over on the Facebook page, finding some great news for us. And David Pencil for the use of our intro and outro. You can find more of his stuff over at davidpencil.com. So again, thank you all for tuning in, and we'll be back next week.
Thrawn out.
You're so sad about it.